Okay, so we're finally doing it. Trucker's hitch, let's go. So we're going to head up back to the same two trees we were at the last video, and let's get this done. So we're up at our spot. We've got the exact same hank that we looked at last time with that quick release deployment. We've got our toggle. Let's go. So as always, we're going to take that bowline, loop it around, make a bite in the standing end, pull it through, toggle goes through. Easy. Walk the line over to the next tree that we want to hitch to. This next part needs to be really specific. We're going to pass the line around the tree furthest away from our body. So the line, you can see, is coming back around the tree's in front of me, so is the line, back on itself. Next up, we need to tie that overhand that we're going to use like a ratchet. The way that I do this is all with one hand because I'm keeping hold of this. All I'm going to do is put my hand on the line and turn it as I'm looking at it anti-clockwise. So my thumb is going to point towards the first tree that we hitched it to. I'm going to grab that line, twist it back on itself, forming that overhand loop. I'm going to take my fingers through, grab the standing end and pull. So now we've got our overhand. We'll do that one more time because it's a little bit confusing, I appreciate. So what I'm telling myself is that my hand is uncomfortable. That's quite comfortable. That's quite comfortable. What isn't is this. So grab the line, and now I've got that loop. I reach through with my entire hand, grab the standing end, pull it back and tighten. So with that overhand in the line, all I need to do now is pull the entire hank through. We're just going to let that fall for demonstration purposes. And now we can pull back on this and it's going to tighten up nice. With this now, we can put a ton of pressure on this line, making sure our ridge line is really, really taut. What we need to do next is secure it. So to secure this line, I'm going to, again, pull down until I'm happy with the tension. Then on this little junction here that we've created in this little ratchet, I'm going to take my finger and my thumb and just give that a Vulcan death grip. That's not going to go anywhere. We're then going to take the remainder of the line, throw it over the entire line. So once we've thrown the entire line over, we're going to pull a small piece of it back. And what I'm telling myself is this reminds me of a number 4. I'm going to reach through, grab the tail end and pull it back towards myself, and that's going to cinch itself up really nice. All I tend to do next is just hank up the remainder of that line so no one trips up over it. Keep your camp area nice and tidy. Eliminate hazards for yourself. And that's it. Pretty simple, right? Paracord's usually going to be our go-to for a ridgeline. It's durable, it's light, really gets that job done. But sometimes you might need to use something a little bit more heavy duty. Before we do, we need to take this one down there. I'm a really big fan of things that go up really easily, but I'm a bigger fan of things that come down just as easily. And that's the big advantage to this trucker's hitch. To take this down, it's really, really simple. All we're going to do is take that big hank that we put through that overhand and just give it a pull. That comes undone straight away, comes back out of there. And then that overhand that we tied, if you just take both sides of the standing end, either side of it, and give it a pull, gone. Dead easy, right? Like we were saying, Paracord's always going to be our usual go-to, but sometimes we might want something that's a little bit more heavy duty. Like for example, some of our more semi-permanent tarp setups out here, we don't use the Paracord. Leaving it outside, it tends to degrade in the sun, it becomes weak, it becomes brittle, and let's be fair, it's pretty dear. So sometimes we might need something a little bit more heavy duty. So over here, we've just got a 6mm braided rope that we're going to do the exact same thing with, just with a couple of alterations. So we're back up at the exact same tree, just different rope. Now this is hanked up in virtually the same way as our Paracord. Instead of making a figure 8 around our hand, it just goes around our forearm. So we're going to take that bowline, give it a pull, goes around, bite goes through, toggle goes in. So far the same, right? So it's still looking all really familiar. This is where it's going to change. Instead of that overhand loop, we're going to attach a carabiner. So to attach the carabiner, we're going to form a bight in the line, bend the loop over, back on itself to make like a lark's head. Then the carabiner just goes through both loops, making sure it's fixed in the right orientation, and we're away. And this is going to work virtually identical to the overhand knot that we tied in the paracord. All we're doing instead is using the carabiner as the ratchet. So just like last time, we're going to take the working end of our line, pass it through the carabiner, taking off all that slack. And then ratchet down in that direction. Again, this is where things start to look a little bit different. So we're going to take all this working end and we're going to wrap it around the tree behind us that we've passed the line around. We're going to go all the way around. So the line is again coming back on itself. All we've got left to do now is fix the line. So again, this is where it's going to be slightly different. In our working end, we're going to put as much tension on as we can, form a bight, pull that through the carabiner, and then make one more bight, pull that through to secure it, almost like a highwayman's hitch through the carabiner. And this is what we're left with. And again, just like with the paracord, comes down just as easy as it went up. We'll just pull back on that line, that comes off. Ready to go. Sorry it's taken forever and a day to get around to that one. I don't know why it's taken so long, because I literally used a trucker's hitch on every single ridgeline I ever put up. So yeah, there we go. Give it a go. It might come in useful come our camp setup event, you never know. But until next time, go explore.